So I wanted in this video to give a very quick overview of this team and why I put it together, and also I guess why I didn't use a Wheezing with the neutralising gas, as has been quite popular. Well, there's a lot of YouTube videos about it anyway. So we start with the overall strategy of the team. So the overall strategy really is that the Regigigas and the Eternatus are going to be doing the main damage, and everyone else is there really to inflict status, to be bulky and take hits by switching in, and to chip away at the enemy, and really importantly to clear away any particular threats to Eternatus and Regigigas, because really they're so bulky together, those two, that if people aren't doing super effective damage, then they really struggle to get a lot of damage to stick on them because of their high defences and recovery items. So generally speaking, I'll either start with the Eternatus and the Ardino out there, and Eternatus can start inflicting some toxic and Ardino can slow people down, or I'll start with the Regigigas and the Durant. And the strategy there is that first turn Durant will use Hustle, use Entrainment and give his Hustle ability to Regigigas, at which point obviously Regigigas loses a slow start, gains an attack boost there, and then next turn will Dynamax, so the accuracy lost from Hustle doesn't really matter. Klefki is there to set up screens, to be generally irritating to people, and Dusclops is there again to really switch in. So if I think Regigigas is going to get hit by a fighting type attack, then I will switch him in, and I will obviously the fighting attack won't do anything to Dusclops, and the following turn Dusclops can use Will-o'-the-Wisp to really nullify the effects really of that person using the fighting type attacks, which again means Regigigas is more likely to be able to do his thing. Same thing really goes for Eternatus and Durant. Hopefully if Eternatus has to swap out, Durant can come in. Psychic attacks won't do a great deal of damage. And again, Ardino is good for switching in, taking a hit. It's got the Regenerator ability, so it's able then to come out again and get that health back that it lost from the switching. So I'll very quickly go through them. Regigigas with the leftovers. People tend to struggle to do damage unless they're doing super effective, so leftovers are very useful just for getting that health back, keeping them alive. Max HP and max attack. And moves, really the Thunder Punch seems to catch a lot of people by surprise. It's great for taking out Kyogres, and yeah, people don't seem to expect it, so it's quite a useful move. Has sort of done me in, sort of gone back on me, so to speak, when I've used it in Dynamax often, and it sets the electric terrain, and then an electric type Pokemon comes out and does a lot of damage to me because of it. So it's a double-edged lightning bolt, I guess. So there's the Regigigas Thunder Waves there just for the first turn, while I'm waiting to dance with Durant and change my ability, and Brick Break obviously for the +1 max knuckle and to get through any screens there. So Eternatus, max hit points and max special attack. Again, special defense are high, and he's got that black sludge, so I really want him sticking around. Toxic and Dynamax Cannon. Toxic's great just for, again, if there's a particular Pokemon that's a threat, give it, use the Toxic on it, and that means if I can then stall out and survive long enough, that Pokemon's going down. And then again, Dynamax Cannon's great. People get perhaps frustrated against the quite tanky first two that come out on my team, the Eternatus and Ardino, and they Dynamax, and then of course that Dynamax Cannon's there ready to do a huge amount of damage. Next up is the Ardino, and you'll start noticing a theme, very tanky team, hit points, defense and special defense, and Entrainment as a backup for Regigigas to give it Regenerator. Could be quite fun, take a lot of damage and then switch out and get that back. Life Dew again is great for healing up the Regigigas, and generally people are so concerned with trying to kill the Regigigas that they leave the Ardino alone a little bit, and it can get on with its business of healing up. Icy Wind's great for that speed control, there's a bit of chip damage, and the Baby Doll Eyes there, again, fighting types, physical attackers, it can really start to weaken them with that baby doll eyes before they can do a lot of damage to Regigigas. Durant has gone for max HP because I want to stick it around, and max speed because I want to get it there, using its entrainment before anything can really knock it out. And that's obviously a key part of the strategy. Helping Hand is great if there's a big Dynamax threat that Regigigas is facing, or any of them really are facing, I guess, to strengthen those moves up and really make sure you get the KO. And now, of course, the 2 stab moves there. Dusclops, again, very tanky, the Evilite, and hit points, defense, special defense, and Frisk, which goes very well alongside the Poltergeist. So as I said, the Dusclops wants to switch in or be in, uses Will-o'-the-Wisp on a fighting type to cause him some pain, and again the ally switch helped me dodge a move. Curse is really there just as if I think Dusclops is going down next turn, then I can use that curse and ensure that Dusclops is getting some lasting damage on opponents even after he's gone. And finally we have the Klefki, which is a recent addition, which I think I'm going to keep. I quite like Light Clay for the obvious reason that we've got Light Screen Reflect. Torment, again, all about disrupting people that might have super effective moves against Eternatus and Regigigas. If they're tormented, they're not going to be able to use them twice in a row. And again, defense, special defense, not very tanky, but really just want it to be around as long as possible to be using its prankster capabilities. So really the strategy of the team is the 4 Pokemon on the right are there to support Eternatus and Regigigas, and I'm really focusing on clearing out anyone that's likely to be able to do them super effective damage kind of before they get there, as it were, or switching them out to protect them from that and then switching them back in later. So I hope you enjoyed that look into my strategy for this team, and feel free to make any suggestions on different items or moves you think could be quite useful. And yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.